What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv, and tonight I'll go on my AEW Dynamite review and highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications to get notified when I premiere a brand new video or go live on YouTube. Go check out my WWE NXT review and highlights is up on the channel. Follow my socials, my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. Now let's get started on this AEW Dynamite review and highlights. Now AEW Dynamite was a good show as always. It was just a good show. So we get the TNT Championship. Darby Allin coming by Sting will be taking on Buddy Matthews or coming by Julia Hart. So we get the Jay Briscoe tribute match. Mark Briscoe versus Jay Lethal. Tony Storm versus Ruby Soho. Ethan Page and Mel Hardy versus Jungle Boy and Hook. Then we get Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara versus Ricky Starks and Action Andretti. Then we get Bryan Danielson versus Brian Cage. Family Therapy with the Acclaim. Mass Caster and Anthony Balance. Billy Gunn and the Guns. Austin and Colton Gunn. Alright, let's get started on this first match. So we get a tag team match. Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara versus Ricky Starks and Action Andretti. This is a good tag team match. Sammy Guevara and Action Andretti kick off the night. While both men go back and forth, Sammy Guevara is able to keep control of the early portions of the match. Action Andretti eventually takes out Daniel Garcia, who is on the outside, with a suicide dive. Sammy Guevara keeps control, but Action Andretti finds his way out of a hurricanrana by landing on his feet. Action Andretti hits a Spanish fly. Both men make a tag, and Jericho and Ricky Starks are illegal. Ricky Starks is in control and goes for his walking the rope maneuver, but Sammy Guevara cuts him off with a very impressive cutter. Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara spent the next few minutes working over Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks is able to get the tag into Action Andretti, who works over both members of the Elite Sex Gods. Action Andretti successfully hits more suicide dives. Ricky Starks hits a tornado DDT while Chris Jericho distracts the referee, and Action Andretti gets a near fall on Sammy Guevara with a double jump crossbody off the top rope. Ricky Starks and Sammy Guevara are legal again. Ricky Starks gets a near fall with a spear. Jericho gets one by rolling him up and pulling the tights. Ricky Starks gets another near fall with a sit-out powerbomb. Action Andretti tags in and hits a atomic and a variation of John Morrison's flying Chuck Norris kick. Chris Jericho is able to avoid a moonsault and tags in Sammy Guevara. Action Andretti hits a poison rana and a spinning rack pancake neckbreaker for 2. Meanwhile, on the outside of the ring, Ricky Starks hit the Rochambeau for 2. In the end, Daniel Garcia used for the bat on Action Andretti, allowing Sammy Guevara to hit the GTH for the win. The winners of the match, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. This was a good tag team match. Excalibur runs down the card and announced that Jay Briscoe's tribute match will close the show. The company then shows a lovely tribute to Jay Briscoe. So, RIP to Jay Briscoe. That's all I gotta say. Next match card, we get the TNT Championship match. Darby Allin accompanied by Sting versus Buddy Matthews accompanied by Julia Hart. This was a pretty good match right here. This match starts off with Buddy Matthews hitting a running jumping knee. Darby Allin quickly takes control, but Buddy Matthews is able to counter a suicide dive with a suplex on the apron. Buddy Matthews then swings Darby Allin into guardrail, but Darby Allin counters a running powerbomb with a Rana. Buddy Matthews is able to take advantage of Darby Allin's injured leg to get an advantage and hit a meteor on the apron. Darby Allin eventually gets a bit of momentum and hits a coffin drop to the outside. The lights go out and Malachi Black and Brody King appears on the rampway. Ortiz comes out from behind, nailing Black with a candlestick. Sting, Ortiz, Black, and King all brawl away. Meanwhile, Buddy Matthews gets a near fall with a sit-out powerbomb. Buddy Matthews keeps control and locks in an inverted Texas cloverleaf. Darby Allin hits a poison Wana and attacks Buddy Matthews as the action spills to the floor. Back in the ring, Buddy Matthews counters a crossbody into a pinning combination for a near fall. Both men begin exchanging strikes. Buddy Matthews locked in a quick backslide for two. Buddy Matthews hits the Seth Rollins combination of a buckle bomb and curb stomp for another two. Buddy Matthews goes for his pump handle driver, and Darby Allin rolls through for two. Darby Allin hits Code Red and gets another two. On the top rope, Buddy Matthews goes for a superplex, but Darby Allin counters it into a Scorpion Death Drop. That gets another near fall. The end comes when Buddy Matthews is draped over the middle rope and Darby nails a coffin drop to the back. The winner is still your TNT champion, Darby Allin. This was a pretty good match. Alright, Tony Schiavone looks to interview Darby Allin, but Samoa Joe interrupts on the video wall and says he is coming to take back his title. A new vintage covers Adam Cole recovery journey as he trains inside an empty ring. Okay, so we get Ethan Page and Matt Hardy versus Jungle Boy, Jake Perry, and Hook. This was a quick tag team match. Matt Hardy and Ethan Page worked decently well as a team, despite their issues with one another. Jungle Hook also works well together with Jack Perry, saving Hook from the Eagle's Edge on the floor. When Matt Hardy was finished working over Perry and ready to hit him with the Twist of Fate, Ethan Page demands to be tagged in, going for a Twist of Fate off his own, but he took too long, gloating, and Jack Perry locked in the snare trap for the victory. The winner of the match, Jungle Hook. This was a quick tag team match. Family therapy takes place between the Guns and the Acclaim. Austin and Colton complained that they were always without a father growing up because Billy was on the road. Billy asks what will make them happy. The Guns say they want the tag team champions. Renee Paquette interviews Hangman Page. Hangman says next week he wants to knock out John Moxley in Ohio. Wheeler Yuta arrives on the scene and accepts the challenge on behalf of Moxley. Also, Page and Yuta agreed to fight on AEW Rampage this week. Okay, so we get Bryan Danielson versus Brian Cage. This was a decent match. Cage starts off the match by showing off his strength. Bryan Danielson tries to quicken the pace to his advantage and gets an early label lock. Brian Cage is able to get out of this by reaching the ropes. Bryan Danielson hits a crossbody off the top rope to the floor. Eventually, Brian Cage completely targets the arm of Bryan Danielson. While Bryan Danielson tries to fight back, Brian Cage dominates the match with intense power display, including a standard suplex and a German suplex from the apron to the ring. In the end, Brian Cage tries to hit a succession of power bombs, one of which Bryan Danielson counters and gets a roll-up win. The winner of the match, Bryan Danielson. This was a decent match. After that match, MJF commands Brian Cage to keep working on the arm of Bryan Danielson. Eventually, Konosuke Takeshita comes out to make the save. Backstage, Bryan Danielson ignores the doctor's advice and says he will continue to wrestle. Alright, so we get Toni Storm versus Ruby Soho. This was a squash match. Britt Baker was supposed to be in this match, but was removed due to an injury. Both women go back and forth. Toni Storm gets near falls with a tornado DDT. Eventually, Baker shows up on stage to distract Toni. Ruby Soho hits her flatliner for the victory. The winner of the match, Ruby Soho. This was a squash match. MJF announced that next week Bryan Danielson will face Timothy Thatcher. Okay, so we get the main event of the evening. So we get Jay Briscoe tribute match. Mark Briscoe versus Jay Lethal. This was a quick main event match, but I like how Jay Briscoe I like how Mark Briscoe paid tribute to Jay Briscoe. I like that. But this was a quick main event. Mark Briscoe entered carrying both Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship belts. Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe lit each other up with some chops. Mark Briscoe hits the Lacon for two. Lacon Slim for two. Mark Briscoe also hits a froggy bow through a table on the floor. In the end, all through it took 3 tries. Mark Briscoe hit the J Driller and scored his first victory over Jay Lethal in his career. So the winner of the match, Mark Briscoe. This was a quick main event. After the match, Mark hugged Jay Lethal on the ramp. Several performers that knew Jay Briscoe very well gathered on stage to applaud both men and pay tribute to Jay Briscoe as the show went off the air. Now I like how every superstar on AEW paid tribute to Jay Briscoe. I like that. Like I said, RIP to Jay Briscoe. That's all I gotta say. But anyway, AEW Dynamite was a good show, and that's all I gotta say from here. If you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite review and highlights, please give this video a big fat thumbs up. Comment down below on what are your thoughts on AEW Dynamite because it was a pretty good show, and I like how every AEW superstars paid tribute to Jay Briscoe. I like that part. I really like that. But it was just a good show for what it was. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite review and highlights, please give this video a big fat thumbs up. Comment down below on what are your thoughts on AEW Dynamite tonight. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please hit that subscribe button. Turn on post notifications to get notified when I premiere a brand new video or go live on YouTube, because I'm on the road to 4K subscribers. But anyway, follow my social media, my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. I want you guys to have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings. Too sweet. I'm out of here. Gang. RIP to Jay Briscoe. And that's all I got to say from here. And I'm out of here, guys.